home, some more to qualify into the playoffs. I'm Achilles, that's Paper Thin, and we're going to be taking you through all of the action in this series right here in front of us. It looks to promise a hell of a lot of action.
No, you would think so. This is a really exciting matchup because you have the up-and-comers in FUT versus the defending world champions, of course, in NRG. Two teams that have never faced each other in Valorant history. Going up for the first time, Scuba under pressure does get some good damage in onto Zeus.
That it does. Tag down to 8. Now, kill's going to be found. Paint shell going to be lobbed in. Crystal going to be taken down. NRG only able to peel back a single kill, but now a 2v4 and more damage suffered. They tuck into the corner, and that's just going to be NRG completely overwhelming their opponents and taking the opening pistol.
Just a really simple theory here for NRG. Find a little bit of contact at the front of B. Pretend like you're peeling back, open up the door, set up the crunch, and swoop through for the kills. FUT just can't do much about this one. Just a well-read pistol round here. Bonker's already fired up.
It needs to keep that energy going. Good start off the rip. It's going to be classics across the board here for FUT, as they'll try to find any way to deal damage. Well, perhaps we would see a force into this one, given that they're on the attacker side, but it looks like it's still just going to be a decently pacey hit, a push forward. The Spice utility still in position to hold them at bay.
Yeah, so might just be a little bit of an orb collection than a change of ideas, change of scenery. They will be doing exactly that, just trying to get what they can out of this round. I think part of the idea here early might be just trying to avoid some of that Brock util in these early rounds and seeing if they could sneak through, but NRG step ahead of the game. Mata
still thinking that this is going to be a late hit onto C, so Mata all alone on this side of the map.
Cover going out.
Will be under some pressure. Obviously has the Spectre here to try to hold his own. Bit of opening spray going to be sent through. Jump peek, spots him out. Now the rotations can come through from NRG. FUT, can they scale quickly enough? No. They're going to look to pump the brakes again.
Well, this is already kind of interesting from FUT, showing some different stuff than what they have so far in this tournament. It's a lot of pauses. Oh no.
30 seconds
They are
left.
swooping forward. Lying just around the corner is Scuba. That judge in hand, ready to absolutely ruin their day. Can he get the ace? He's going to be looking for it. The cut back over to the spawn. The shot's going wide. NRG. I mean, you're trying to deny him an ace, but you gotta die. You gotta get taken down to find the one. But then it will fall. And the patience from NRG, from Scuba in particular, ends up paying dividends.
Yeah, for sure. I think this is just really interesting stuff for FUT in terms of maybe showing a little bit more willingness to rotate around the map than what we have seen previously from them. They're a team that will kind of try to take some space early, consolidate it, maybe try to wait you out, see if you'll over-rotate on them, and then make their hit after that. But it's maybe trying to get in NRG's head a little bit here with some of these early ideas on these ecos. But like you said, NRG had plans regardless. Clear the haunt. Mata can't take the fight.
Yeah, will get flushed out, finds a bit of damage on the sociable, but loses his life. Scoop at the same time, wanting to push forward, grab that gun, is able to do so, just riding along his own Viper wall. Makes his way out to safety, but all this pressure is to really maybe try to shove them elsewhere, but as you can see, the deep angle that Kiko could have had established outside of Mount has been given up, so now he's playing back on the site with that judge.
Yeah, so you've given up a lot of information control here as NRG. You're kind of in a situation where you can either hedge your bets or try to gamble. They're going to hedge their bets and confirm on the Prowler. Doesn't force anyone away for NRG. Still just going to be Ethan there initially. And FUT really taking their time here. Really want to be thoughtful and considerate against this NRG team. You know, we talked about the high tempo pace that they can play at, but so far showing us a little bit of a different identity.
Noise starting to be made. Wall again, going to be raised. Scuba, does he go for the pot shots? Looks like the answer is no. It's going to be that tap of the door coming through. Swing in the corner, and Zeus is able to have him dead immediately. Relay bolt now going to be connecting, limiting that spray, but Brock is still able to find one elimination. And Zeus cannot line up for the second. Ethan able to strike him down. Giving he and Kiko an opportunity to still try to clutch this out and get that bonus converted. To make it happen at 2v3, it's going to be a double approach from upper.
Planted.
Sociable work down low to 40 health. He's going to be taking point.
Ooh.
The Paranoia will be sent out. Force away for the moment. Kiko able to find him through that smoke. TP to reposition over towards main.
Last player standing.
The NRG able to find the shutdown, and any more damage that Ethan could get still be quite significant, so they need to try to hold on to these two remaining weapons. Tap of the defuse at the scale 4, just trying to separate them, and he does manage to take it down to 1. But will deny the bonus conversion, but at significant cost.
Yeah, this is really, really good for NRG, frankly. They come close to getting the bonus, but they still drop all the guns but one there. Nice early opening kill for Sociable, but Brock able to hold the line even through the relay bolt. Knew he was dead, just had to try to do what he could.
Let's go!
Still, FUT gonna try to keep the energy there.
Let's try.
But NRG just really sturdy in their defense, and even with having to give up a ton of map space, FUT just kind of gambled a little bit incorrectly towards the A site. Loses some players, hemorrhaging that advantage that they could have utilized, but here goes Sop, stuck in the Vice util, and the Odin gonna deny a little bit of access.
It's a little bit more on the back end of those Thorns, but it's going to be quick rotations from NRG, trying to get into position as Spike is brought to bear. Plant now going to be coming through. Ethan potentially rerouted as they have this triple stack on the waterfall angle quad, actually, with Zeus up top as well.
Sees Paranoia.
We're about to clear it. Mata to find one, the swing in, and Ethan hits the transfer to take down Zeus in midair. Just breaking their way right back into this cycle. Crystallian and Sop have something to say about it. 2 kills apiece, and now suddenly it is just Brock with that Odin in hand. Spot him to one the side across, is drawing that attention, and Brock, overwhelmed and running out of bullets, will end up falling. And what a massive rescue of the round, as FUT will tie it up 2-2.
That's that individual firepower you're looking for on FUT, on display. Sop, big round here, big 3K. And Crystalli with just a Guardian finds 2. They don't check that angle. They get kind of tunneled in towards those players at the back of sight. So that's exactly what you want out of a Neon. Being a distraction and racking in the kills. Beautiful stuff. Even though NRG looked like they had a shout into that after Ethan hit a belter of a transfer. Oh my goodness.
Now, push back onto a thrifty attempt is NRG. Sop going to be forced away. Paint Shells, Paranoia, all going to be invested. Establishing that control outside of Rubble, and allowing for Mata to collect that orb. So now it's going to be 1 charge away from a showstopper that could be a tipping point in this round.
Oh.
But Sop is going to be able to find Ethan.
Yeah, that's huge. You're going to open up a lot of extra space, deny a lot of information.
I think he might have gotten caught on a jiggle peek or a jump peek.
Yeah.
And surely he wasn't just out into the open.
I think you're right. They're going to try to maybe lean in towards B here. Just Brock and a classic awaiting them.
And just keeping that util pocketed. Knows that they're not going to be super favored going into this one, but he's still going to be able to find Sop. Immediately rotates over, but the weapon's going to be juggled away. And he's going to quickly scale off the back of this, continuing to hear that breadcrumb trail of Sociable, dropping the guns back, but he can't confirm the kill. Takes him low, but can't take him down. All the while, NRG now clustered into the B site, but to push forward from FUT at A. You see the TP from Sociable, works his way over to drop. Kiko finds another though. NRG eliminated, and suddenly that's a weapon that can be recovered. NRG are in with a shout.
Now that showstopper's a real threat if it gets to it.
Zeus needing to be able to hold his own here. It's just a tap at the door of the rotate out. Kiko trying to keep some attention tied on this angle, and he's got the attention of 2, but Crystalli will be able to catch a glimpse. Gets the kill, and that's the weapon now lost as Mata and Scuba go on the approach here at rope. When coming in, snaps on for the headshot. That is a gorgeous flick from Sociable. Now it's just Scuba to try to see if he can get some more damage in. Slow down the ballooning of this economy. Find a bit of damage pushed back, but it's going to be Zeus finding that final shot as FUT find themselves in the lead.
It still looks really nice for NRG. I mean, the map reads are really good. They're mirroring the rotations nicely of FUT, but the gun's just not going to be there.
Oh, come on.
That's unfair. Just a shoulder. Oh.
I mean, I knew exactly what it was.
Yeah.
But it was even more impressive than I thought.
It was really nice. That's great reactions from Sop, who's going to have an operator now, too. So does Mata. Mata on that showstopper. Zeus still a couple away from his, but Yedijay, Cristalli, their ults. Definitely some nice ability to clear some space here. Deep angle. Prowler is going to be cleared for Sop to try and keep this operator position hidden. But with that Haunt not seeing anything, they're going to feel comfortable to take a little bit of extra space.
Bring them down.
Obviously, you know Ethan's in there. Just what do the other layers look like behind that? Mata tucked in behind the box outside of stairs.
Still on a paint shell to potentially clear this angle, force Mata to reposition. Looks like they will just hold it for now. And silently drift away once again, looking like they might lean in towards C.
I'd love to see Sop create a little bit of noise or throw a fast lane or something here to try to really sell this.
I think that's why he might be the one sticking around that, and he's expecting a jump peek from that site. Haunt goes out, has to pull back, give up a little bit of space, and Ethan, oh, you are playing with fire. Oh, he's nearly able to find him through the door. Reapproach back through B main. Tap of this one, it looks like FUT are going to go for this push. Clearing out the box, smoke now at main, going to be dissipated. Still a paint shell can be sent, but double thorns situated. Zeus can be the one to go up and over, but the spray from Brock now going to go flying in, but it's going to be Zeus who's able to find him through that smoke after all. Yedijay gets Kiko, and now it's just Ethan trying to slow things down. Re-swinging around the back here, Sop peeks into B main, finds Scuba, the elimination is in.
10 seconds
I think
left.
that if you're NRG, you're going to have to try to go for the save, especially given that you have this operator in play, but looking to establish a flawless round as they move up 4-2.
Yeah, it works out well enough here for FUT. Leaving Sop trailing with the op. Does a nice job just baiting that extra little bit of attention, and usually Brock, even when he's under pressure with an Odin, somehow finds one, but this time can't really get that spray to go. Can't figure out where those tracers are coming from.
I think he was fully blinded up as well, so he couldn't even see the damn things. So ends up just holding down M1, hoping for any sort of contact that he can get. Just completely unfavored in that scenario, but FUT, another massive round for them here, and maybe that's enough to try to force out an early timeout from NRG. They're going to start feeling a bit more desperate as time goes on if FUT can continue to rack up these wins, because this is NRG's map pick.
For sure, and it's a map that where FUT has kind of struggled on. We haven't seen it in this event yet, but you know, so far this stage hasn't been their best map. And NRG, on the other hand, 2-0 so far here in Masters London on Lotus. So you got to feel like you got to do some damage. And again, NRG typically a team very good on the defender side. You know, you think about the combo of the Odin, you know, Kiko just going crazy, Mata very sturdy typically, but it's been a rough event for some of those players, especially Mata. He has really struggled compared to what we're used to seeing from him, particularly on the global stage. But in this Coinbase win condition timeout, I think, you know, maybe Bonkar just kind of reaffirming, try to take a little bit more space early, try to contest maybe a little bit earlier, maybe especially at C-Mound or something. But overall, they've had some okay reads. They just haven't been able to convert individually, so it could just be a timeout just as much to kind of reset their mental a little.
I mean, Bonkar talking about it on social media as well. The team not really ever having the chance to take a break. Starting to feel that pressure as the expectations continue to build up.
There.
Well, if there's any team that can thrive in those kind of scenarios.
That's what we often do say. Let's see if they can prove us right. Or if FUT are going to be able to come out on top of this one, because if they take Lotus, then you start really favoring them to take this entire series. Overdrive and a Nightfall going to be available. Pit is available as well for Scuba. Curious if we just see that one off the rip, as they do manage to get a buy collected. Font out over the top. Sop going to be revealed. The showstopper going to be sent, and that's going to be rewarded with 2. Massive value for Mata from beyond the grave. It was a good shutdown shot from Zeus, but it was a bit too late. That's the entry power now taken out of the hands of FUT.
And that's a showstopper denied from them in this round as well.
Swing in, and Ethan able to hold the door. Yedijay going to be taken down. It looks like Cristalli going to try his odds with this one. It's 4 bullets remaining. He will run out of them, as well as out of health. Scooping out, backfilling that space. Lob it on that C's to find no connection. Sociable and Crystalli. What are they going to be able to work here? It's Kiko backpedaling deeper in towards spawn. Giving up this space, NRG making the call to just play for a retake. They have the steel garden.
Yeah, and they have the flank. That's really what you're looking for.
Completely cover this site.
Yeah. Well, there isn't much util left here in the back pocket for FUT. Haunt just comes back online. You do have the Nightfall.
30 seconds left.
Gamble to invest it.
Planted.
Plant now in, NRG. Gonna start to make their move. Approach out, sociable, maybe with a path to work his way out into the spawn. It's still gonna be risky though, because he just doesn't have the information, but could use that to avoid this steel garden.
Face your fear!
There's Nightfall, okay, we'll give him that out. Ensures that there's no one on that approach at the stair side. Noise now starting to be made. He's able to backpedal away. It's gonna be Crystalli, that bandit in hand to try. Keep himself alive, but a glimpse. Spotted there, and Scuba tagged down to 5 HP, swing in the corner, and Crystalli not quite watching for this, no, but neither is Scuba! Sociable now at drop finds Kiko, and Crystalli gets himself a second.
Ooh, that's a backbreaker. NRG's economy is going to be in the dumps. Meanwhile, FUT is flush with cash. And that round, when you get that early advantage, that 2-for-1 on the showstopper, you take that rubble fight and you win it. But you can't convert off the back of it with a 3v2 on the retake with the steel garden in play. Just an unchecked angle costs you dearly.
And for FUT, I mean, seeing Crystalli play like this is a breath of fresh air, because while he has had good performances in this tournament thus far, that final map to have them not be able to immediately qualify forward, he was having a very rough go of it on Fracture. Seems like he's found his footing yet again.
But it's a huge relief here for FUT, because now they're going to have a showstopper that they probably were wanting to get the orb for in the previous round.
Mata's going on a walkabout. Looks like this is widely prepared for, though. Mostly anticipating it from that A main side, but Pain Shell to try to lead the charge. Maybe the showstopper just invested off the back of that. Saab scouting forward yet again, is able to find Ethan. Taking him down with that outlaw. And FUT may be starting to assess that this is the stack. They want to try to instill some doubt, make NRG think that they're going for this pivot play.
And it just comes down to Mata and Yedajay here. Oh, Yedajay, is he going to consider it?
For now, no. Starts to look at it, and Mata ends up pulling the trigger a little bit too quickly, and Yedajay just wins the fight. Mata now dead, the weapon gone, Scuba finished off. Sociable looks for a little bit more.
30 seconds left.
He was gonna re-tap that door, open it back up, and go out there for a brawl. Instead, will allow for Brock. Maybe coming towards him. Some noise made. Yedajay just keeping them boxed in. They're gonna try to fight this one together, but he's able to get them separated now as the paranoia flies through. Kiko tucking into the corner. And Yedajay looking for the elimination. A solid shot there with that Sheriff. Will put Yedajay down, stopping it from being a flawless, but Sop will get himself a second, and FUT will move up 6-2.
I just love the patience and the discipline you're seeing from FUT here on this attacker side. You know, really using their time wisely, not overcommitting to anything. Just a quick dip, take the kill, and out for Sop. Then Yedajay wins that huge battle on the extremities, knocks the, hero rifle out of the hands of NRG. Those contact fights, so important, but FUT has been so good at them. I mean, you think back to their opening game against Full Sense, where it was tons of contact fights. They were absolutely dominating that team.
Here goes Showstopper's gonna be sent off the rip, and it's gonna be Mata taking down, but Ethan Mata still able to find some kills. Right there on the Zeus, Sop dead. Ethan getting some revenge. Spray and pray is rewarded. Crystalli gonna be tagged down to 10. Player advantage still gonna be established. Looking like a very good reply round here from NRG. Find the win off this, with the showstopper committed as well. You'll be feeling damn good about your chances, as Paranoia is not going to be connecting, and Brock is going to be able to find him. Finishing the job, and now the spike straight on the other side of this wall. This looks nigh impossible. No ultimate available for Sociable to just try to pick this one up. No Seal Garden from Yedajay.
mean, you almost have to wrap all the way around the map and try to come from a different angle. At least getting an orb out of it. Jay's laughing there.
Yeah, they're having a giggle about this. I think they know that they're in a pretty screwed position.
30 seconds left.
Let's see if they manage to work some magic. Smoke out again. There's the spam on the spike, but Sociable able to TP out. He's got it.
One enemy
But Proc's got the push forward, and once again, it's stuck on the other side of a door. Spam through, NRG will fall, and Proc will come away with 3 kills to get NRG the same on the board.
And it's huge here for NRG because it keeps their economy stabilized now. They were teetering on the edge once again. That's a big win for Mata there. FUT gambles for the showstopper, you know, that they can use that to take control of A. And NRG just stepping ahead of it. It's a good idea. Sop once again sitting on the op, still has the overdrive.
Hasn't really had a great opportunity to try to commit that one, but Sop again is going to be taken out as Ethan is starting to find his number, and Mata gets a kill as well. Another key advantage found at the start of the round for NRG as they look to run this back. Now on the back foot, listen into FUT.
Bekle biz fightlayalım sen diyeceksin. Diyorum. Sal. Buraya fire atacağım ben her yere. Fade
Bu
bait.
B'ye dönmüş. Rez bir can.
Bekle bekle. Bakıyorum soluna. Hobbit'ten ince cross olabilir belki. Ona
Bekle,
pikleyebilirsin
bekle.
abi. Bekliyorum ben.
Diyeceğim.
Sağıma bakın. Bakıyorum full her yere ben.
Trying to keep things cool, calm, and collected, and see if they can try to find the clutch here. Sociable. Scaling, spotting Ethan, but unable to find that elimination. Meanwhile, it's going to be Kiko ready for the counter swing. Shutting down 2, looking for that third, and he will get it. A flawless round for NRG, who need to springboard their economy as they look to close out these final 2 rounds of the half, and immediately we're going to see a timeout called from FUT.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking the same. You know, FUT has a real opportunity here to make this potentially an 8-4 half. You're going to have some cash left here for a buy, and this is a good opportunity to recover the round. Definitely got some Kiko fans out here in London today, but yeah, they're just winning the Rebel fight. And I mean, it's just completely setting FUT back because they're having to fight these odd numbers advantages, which they did win 1 round like that, but they had already taken a lot of space by that point. So in the coin-based win condition, I think just maybe talking about how you want to take that early aggression fight, how you want to control some of that early map space, you know, where you want the utility land, where you want your players to be placed, because Sop has been just getting destroyed with the operator in hand, just trying to swing out, and Ethan has been ready to receive every time.
And I thought that maybe we would just see Zeus, you know, tabling that showstopper for the longest time until that pit came into play, but committed it just a couple rounds ago, and Scuba still has not had to utilize this ultimate as they continue to try to run this one back. After giving up 6 rounds consecutively to FUT, to even make it to 5 or to tie it up would feel very good for NRG.
It was a good round to have some kind of idea for that ultimate for Sop to try to take this one over. See what they're going to do. They're fighting again, aggressive early, this time going deep.
The overdrive's going to be popping. Ethan is pushing forward, is still able to find one. Zeus will trade that back. Now the push in, and he's looking for a second kill, but cannot find the transfer. Meanwhile, Kiko and Brock going to be able to reply. 2 kills found off the Odin. Is NRG now having to try to clutch it out, and he cannot. Caught off guard by Kiko, and the aggressive play is immediately shut down. NRG 1 away from tying it up at the half.
Yeah, that's just that individual effort from the player who was arguably the best in Americas during stage 1, Brock. Even with 3 players getting hit by the haunt, FUT can't capitalize. They can't get the round. They get shut down again at that A Rebel fight. So what got drawn up was countered well by NRG and by Brock in particular. I mean, he's 1 away from a Steel Garden coming into this. Ethan's gonna have another Nightfall. NRG does have a Steel Garden. Cristalli 1 away from a Nightfall himself. So you can get to this plant or just do this, grab the orb. Pretty good chance to at least get into a post plant you would think is FUT, but Mata's pushed up so far. And Ethan hasn't seen anything over at B, but they're still thinking C right now, just off of that orb tap in the smoke. Mata's giving up a little bit of space. Crystalli's got an Odin here.
Trying to fight fire with fire. It's been a thorn in their side. As Prowler not going to get the spot. Mata, how much value can he get off this position? Ethan is there as well, just trying to play him in. There's the peak. He's able to find one, but a little bit of a wider swing out from Sobbin. Zeus able to collect that kill, but Zeus himself going to be taken low as the Nightfall now going to be invested over towards the B site. Gonna try to pivot off the back of this one, immediately swarming their way forward, but that's exactly where the Odin is positioned, and there's gonna be a Steel Garden in response. Sliding those up, eventually is able to find that kill as Ethan will get taken down. C sent over, Scuba pushing his way forward, but behind the box is Sociable, cleans up the kill. Rock and Kiko now. Try to do a clutch this one. Zeus gonna be pushed out into the open, finished off, Sop dead. The spray and pray rewarded, just picking apart these low HP members, and blocks Odin. It hits a bit harder. Another multi-kill round as NRG tie it up 6-6.
That's exactly what we've been looking for. The trademark Odin of Brock, lighting up the scoreboard. Couple big multi-kill rounds in a row to tie it up. Insane.
From dropping 6 straight over to FUT to then closing things out with 4 of their own. 6-6 is going to feel damn good for NRG considering how this had started. Bonus now going to be on FUT to try to find that opening pistol. As we get ready to go ahead and throw it down though, because we have another very special interview, so let's send things down to Frankie on the floor.
I'm delighted to be joined by Bashak, who is yesterday's girlfriend. What's it like watching him here? Because you rushed from the airport to see this game.
Well, I am so proud to see him. I just came straight from the airport, so I am exhausted, but seeing him over there makes me so proud, so I am so happy for him.
Was it hard having to watch his earlier games from home?
Well, of course, because sometimes it gets more stressful. Watching from above is pretty bad, yeah.
And what kind of conversations do you have with him after a win or a loss?
Well, we talk, of course, but he's not a toxic person, so we try to calm ourselves and then keep our motivation pretty high.
And you've been together for 7 months. You actually met at a Valorant event?
Yeah, at a Valorant event, yeah.
Oh, okay, and what did you bond over exactly?
He's very kind, and then he's very thoughtful, so everything is about him is perfect.
So you think that's something that helps his team as well? It's not just his skills in the game, it's actually that positive spirit he brings.
Yes. Yeah, he's a very positive person, so he doesn't let me to be a negative one. It's expects to the team, of course.
And what do you think it would mean to him and yourself to see him make it to the playoffs today?
Well, whatever he, wins or loses, it also makes me proud or whatever. But if they make it to playoffs, he will be so happy, so I will be so happy, so yeah.
You might have to book some more days off work. Bashak, thank you so much for talking to me. Let's get back into the game.
I love seeing the support here at Masters London. Family members, loved ones showing up to root for their players up on that stage. They know how stressful this can be. They've seen them at their worst. They want to see them now at their best as we go into the second half. A big run back for NRG to make this 6-6, but FUT, they can find their form on this defender side, still are in with a chance to take this map. Otherwise, gonna have to try to make it work on Haven.
And one key point here for FUT is that, like the desk was talking about, you're running a double duelist, so you're sacrificing either a Vice or a Viper. This time they sacrificed the Viper. And that means you got to be a little bit more proactive on the map. You got to look for those contact fights. Spot on to Sop. He's gonna just hop his way out. But
up some space.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this trap setup from FUT not gonna be rewarded with anything outside of B.
Yeah, they were looking to try to see if they could kind of do to NRG what NRG did to them on the first pistol. Paranoia at the ready.
That's gonna be a big one as well. Sends it through. The player's gonna be caught, but Mana is not. Swings in, eats a bit of damage, but trying to go for that quick reposition is Zeus, and he just cannot break the angle fast enough. going to be chucked in, but Mata able to avoid that one as well as the spike now slowly creeping in towards B main.
Yeah, this was kind of the plan all along. If you couldn't make headway through C, have a backup plan, and they're actually just going to fake the rotate. It's going to be the spike pickup from Scuba. It's going to drift back in. Plenty of time. It's just will FUT give them the space.
Cristali spawning out Mata there. Not going to be sent, but
30 seconds
caught by that,
left.
has a counter haunt of his own. Clears the Prowler, now sends it in. Out behind them, the swing forward onto the side. Ethan's going to be dealt with. Sociable comes away with that elimination. Mata taken so very low. Puts a lot of this on the shoulders of Scuba, who's only going to be able to find the one. But will take the opening pistol the second half as they move up 7-6.
Yeah, really nice coordination here. Sociable, really nice paranoia timing. Hits a lot of players onto NRG. Even though it doesn't catch Mata, it completely stalls this hit out. Gives a little bit of hope here. Cristali, big win there, coming out of the water. And then they're just perfectly timed. They keep Mata pinned. They've got 2 to try to disrupt the player on site. They do just that. Very well thought out. Not any buy-up to speak of here at all for NRG, just classics. Scuba backed up by the paint shell. Ethan greets a Prowler. Sop gonna have the Marshal. Couple Bulldogs in there. Yeta J with just a Sheriff. Stolly rocking the Spectre.
Knowing exactly where Ethan's going to be playing from, still wanting to reposition. Sociable doesn't want to take a chance. Get caught. Give over that gun. Zeus, though, well, he's just going to swing it from behind. He's able to find 2 kills, now a third as well, as that is a flawless round. Slow at the start, but swift to finish. FUT. Critical victory in that anti-eco. Not suffering any losses.
Yeah, that's really nice. You know you've got an effective crossfire setup with that door being open because, you know, Zeus feels comfortable to push out because he knows the players on C site can see his back. He can watch it, so he can go to disrupt. Again, good comms, good coordination. FUT really nicely. They're gonna have a great bonus coming in here. Couple Bulldogs, a Judge upgrade for Yeta J. It's gonna be Cristali with the Marshal this time. Sop goes for the Spectre. They're gonna get aggressive here. Ethan pinned down.
Tuck away, not getting revealed, but there's the Prowler out, and Zeus will be able to hound him down. Elimination found, a potential weapon upgrade available should they rotate through that spot. But now, he's going to be cutting back across through Waterfall, trying to join in alongside Sop on this side of the map, but he cannot keep himself alive. Ends up falling to the wayside as Yeta J now stuck in tree. The Thorns are trying to hold them at bay, and hearing some of this drift back towards A main.
He gets a glimpse, but they're gonna try to use that against him.
Flashes out though. Top of the door again, jumps the corner, will find some damage, but cannot get that kill. Kiko surviving with 14 HP. Showstopper gonna be lobbed in. Nothing found there. Cristali gonna be taken down. Scuba's able to find Zeus to boot. And now it's just Sociable, who will get spammed to death. 3 players surviving, and NRG deny the bonus conversion. Decent fashion. Still some damage suffered, yes, but hold on. Some critical weapons like that Odin.
Kind of seeing some of the changes here. The Judge not able to find that kill, whereas maybe in a previous patch it could have. That's a big difference maker there. Opens up a lot of extra space, but it's that little pause where NRG gets a glimpse. They see Yeta J in that door, and they try to use that against him. Even though FUT kind of outmaneuvering him a little bit, get the Showstopper out of the round, so that's not too bad in that regard.
I'm out of here.
Overall, I think they have a decent read so far on how NRG wants to play the map. They've been in pretty good positions to at least do damage. Sop is the Sop op, and he is going to be sliding back into the C site, but
Will widely be avoided. So taking the orb for Ethan, halfway to that Nightfall. Meanwhile, the approach coming through, and Zeus, it's been spotted. Big kill found for Kiko. Doesn't even give him the opportunity to try to respond. This is going to make for a very difficult retake now that they have that operator in hand. Out of the try to zone. Sop scaling forward. Smoke situated there for that one-way, and Mata just waiting patiently. Paranoia will fly through, but he's still able to shut down the Neon. Sop now dead. And FUT are going to have to start assessing the save. Especially now that Sociable ends up falling as well.
Not ready yet.
But can they actually escape is going to be the question. NRG could go on the hunt. They do have the money behind this. And they are going to tie this up at 8-8, not allowing for FUT to run away with their map pick.
Yeah, just kind of a eyebrow-raising position to be in as a Raze when you're sitting on top of that box. You can be seen over the toxic screen if the timing's right, and it was. That just makes the map easy for NRG. And even though they pass over the operator to try to give some entry, Mata, who's looked pretty decent here so far today, 12-12 on the scoreboard, that's good enough. That's what you need out of your duelist, to be going even or slightly positive with the way that NRG likes to play with this very methodical style that they have. You'll take that. Brock and Kiko have been great once again, as they have been all throughout stage 1 in VCT. 2-3 split this time.
The buy now is just severely fractured. Sociable pushing up quite aggressively. Paint shells to fly. As Brock just spamming away.
Yeah, that Odin really denies any sort of aggressive push that you might have wanted to try to accomplish. Meanwhile, Ethan moving over in towards the front of B can open the door here and make this pretty challenging for FUT.
For this crunch play, Paranoia is going to be sent out. Ethan going to be locked in position for now with the push forward, and Zeus able to barrel stuff with that sheriff. Now the showstopper immediately going to be invested. Doesn't come away with anything. Not sure where that one ended up landing.
Blind is dead.
Have to see it back either way. It's a two-player advantage and some weapons upgraded into the hands of FUT.
Now you can just hold his foot. You're happy to seed B here because you've got A and C, so you're going to be able to create these flanks. As long as you can deal with Brock's Odin.
Has been a problem. Zeus just going to be chucking that Phantom over to Sociable, getting it into healthier hands, swinging the corner, and Scuba able to find the one. And NRG just fight for it now. They breach their way back into the C site. Sop still with an operator. Can collect a different weapon. Hits the door.
Spike planted.
Trying to see if he can spot anything out, but it is just going to be a complete push to back site for NRG. How far do you go before you try to call this one off? They're ready for the spam. No way to get a safe defuse. Relay bolt going to be going through, and that's one hell of a way to get rid of that Odin, but now the op has to do it all. Fast lane going to be set up. Swap over onto the Phantom of the time, starting to bleed away. As he just will not be able to break this setup. Scuba gets himself a 3K, and NRG get back into the lead.
Yeah, this is all about the mid-rounding here for NRG. The decision to keep pushing past the B site, absolutely beautiful, because you catch FUT right as they're setting up to start clearing angles with the fade. And instead you get 3 kills for nothing, and you open up the C site for the plant. You keep pushing backspace, force FUT into a horrible retake, even with a man advantage to boot. Beautiful call there. That is why Ethan is a 2-time world champion.
That was with some of the weaker weaponry. Let's see if FUT can tie things up. Now they get this buy back in, but of course the operator is lost. Fake of that Omen ult. Trying to keep FUT guessing, but Zeus up and over the top is still able to find one, drops back over to safety. Will just bound his way over into the A site, but does end up eating quite a bit of damage. Pain Cell's now going to be sent, trying to slow down an approach from tree that is not to be. While Kiko is forward and stairs. Prowler, however, will immediately suss this out and have him rerouted. Meanwhile, the spike has still not been picked up. It's just now getting collected by Ethan. Says, okay, we've sacrificed 2 players on the A side of the map. C should be open.
Dropping spike.
Now FUT reading into this though. I mean, with Kiko being so deep, there's so much to reclear here on A that you don't really.
Still garden.
Yeah, and you don't really have the info. So it's going to be a post plant. It's going to be another odd man situation. This time NRG is going to get the steel. Yeah, the steel guarded, and Sop does have his ult though here.
Exactly. And NRG watching for that flank, at least for the moment, but the timing is going to be found. Ethan, miraculous that he comes away with that one, and Mana manages to escape. Overdrive is in though, and Sop just runs down Mana. Brock frantically having to backpedal away. Spray and pray already rewarded. Sociable going to be taken down. They have to fight this one forward. The wide swing coming in. Ethan able to find the one that Abuse now being stuck. He's trying to take down Crystalli, but Crystalli can just hold it. FUT tied up at 9-9.
Well, this round here for FUT, they decide to go on top of that box again with the raise, and it does catch NRG just enough off guard that you're able to get that opening kill onto the Viper. So now they don't have that wall to scale further forward. They try anyway with Kiko. He gets isolated in a position where he doesn't have any more util. No more smokes, no more TPs to get out of that stairs position. That was an all-in spot, and he couldn't connect. That gave FUT a massive advantage, and having that overdrive against Brock's ult. A nice cherry on top. A little bit of presence being shown here. A lot of bit of presence, actually. Howler, Boombot, Odin, NRG's in trouble.
That falls out, but the K damage going to be found. He's backpedaling away with that Spectre in hand. Mana, they're diving forward. The rest of the team locked away for the moment. He's over towards water, but double face into main, just looking to separate these players. Meanwhile, that's not a very deep TP. Sociable not landing where he meant to. Gives himself up on a silver platter. And now suddenly, it's a player advantage found for NRG. Mana trying to go on the exit. Backpacked around the corner. Refights forward. Finds NRG, but cannot find Crystalli, but still keeps them in with key advantages.
Spike down B.
Spike now dropped, and it's all on Crystalli, but look at Kiko's position, hearing this movement, and he's not going to be prepared for that angle. Kiko gets the final, and NRG, the first to make it to double digits.
Yeah, the situational awareness here from NRG so good. When they get that player advantage and Kiko finds that kill over at B, he immediately just starts scaling into spawn, knowing that one way or another, it's probably going to catch FUT off guard. Either he can come in for the post plan if they're able to get established onto C, or if they need to get over to B, he's going to have a flank, or if they're going to have a situation like that where Crystalli has to wrap all the way a different direction. It's actually NRG's timeout?
Yeah, curious about this one. NRG going to be sending their second and final timeout of this map. Gonna try to shore some things up and make the rest of this run out. Okay, never mind. Just an issue with our overlay.
It is the FUT.
This is the FUT timeout after all.
Good. It is the FUT timeout.
That makes a lot more sense, though. Bunkar has sometimes just thrown some,
Sure.
you know, questionable's not the right word. They usually work out.
Well, I mean, I get it if, like, it's a hero play that wins you the round, and therefore you're like, we shouldn't have won this, we need to talk. Like, the
Sure.
macro game isn't there. But in this case, I'm very happy with the macro game from NRG. They're really working the map nicely, and again, they're doing a good job of making it so any early fight, any early contact that FUT has been wanting to take, especially at C Mound, has widely been nullified, other than Ethan dying one time by himself. But outside of that, they've been working the map really nicely, you know, taking some of these aggressive pushes, maybe finding a kill, then taking a pause, things like that, that are making it really difficult for FUT to find their confidence, find some of those flank angles of their own, because they're often at man disadvantages. And that just means the map's so much harder for you to spread, so much harder for you to control. And so FUT probably just, I think, maybe talking a little bit about those extremities or some kind of different way to get a player in the back lines of NRG is what I would like to see. See if you can be a little bit disruptive, kind of throw them off their game. And they're going to be on an eco, though. It's just a bandit for Sop. Oh, no, going back over to the classic, maybe. Sociable, the only one with any kind of buy to speak of.
And Scuba's just going for a Marshall. I mean, he knows that have all of them dead pretty much to any shot. Curious to see him not testing for at least the outlaw here.
So you think about
Backpedal.
that buy in the previous round, right? They had a Judge and a Spectre. It was desperation to try to turn the tide. Instead, they're just digging the hole deeper.
And they're immediately re-clearing and scaling forward outside of A. Looks like Sop starting to become aware of this. Will lead the charge as they re-wrap around towards stairs and the site. Steel Garden from NRG, still a world away, just now working his way through that B connector. Shot to the leg, Zeus gonna be taken low. Sees is there, the slide in though, and Safi is all on his own. The nade perfectly placed as Zeus will fall. Solid shot though from Sociable. Will be able to find Mata, but can they get one of these guns is the question. Ooh, gets himself another. NRG just with a classic needs to try to collect something, and he will be able to get that Vandal into hand. He's going to try to play this one out. Knows that if he can get the clutch, it's going to be monstrous. 10 bullets at the moment in this one. Swings out. Now down to 6. There's shorties in both players' hands. And NRG will not be able to be the hero that FUT so desperately need.
Well, it's not a bad idea, to be honest, from FUT. They're matching the rotations pretty nicely. They kind of get a situation where they have a shout at this. But again, just too much damage done early, and you got nothing but classics, no armor. Means that some of those frontline players that you're going to throw into that fight are very squishy. And NRG able to capitalize, and they're going to have a showstopper here coming into this. Zeus went away from his. Crystalli does have the Nightfall, so some tools to work with. Mata maybe backs up.
Oh my God.
What?
They had him seized.
Oh my God, in that corner. Look where that is.
Hell of a kill to be found. That's a gut punch from FUT. We're trying to prevent NRG from moving up to map point. Entry attempt there from Mata. He will get shut down, just fully blinded. NRG at least able to trade back these raises. He's going to be under an immense amount of pressure. The blind out one from the Paranoia. It's connecting! And Sociable sets himself and NRG up for wild success. What was looking like a tragic start ends up being a brilliant finish as FUT did not allow for NRG to make it to 12 yet.
So I think Mata got body blocked a bit by Ethan there as he was trying to set up for the blast pack entry with the showstopper. That seemed to throw everything off. FUT perfect though with their response, using that Paranoia, using that Vice utility to slow that hit down. That's a huge turn here. Looked like it might be curtains for FUT. Now they've got some ults. Now they've got some big guns.
Now with Zeus dead, means that they'll have to try to commit that showstopper in, so Soul has that in the back pocket.
That's a massive tide turn. FUT gonna be aggressive a little bit deeper towards A, but not gonna see much. Scuba's gonna tuck in. Meanwhile, Sociable, tough situation here. Obviously, you hope you can just TP out of this. Smoke's up, and he's not going to stick around. It was too long, it looks like.
Watch it get re-tagged by the Prowler. It's a very good idea of where he ended up going. They get this orb, Steel Garden available for Brock. No overdrive this time for Sop. His Paranoia will try to buy a bit of time. So he's now hearing a bit of this noise, but is it going to be a pump fake? Looks like the answer is going to be yes.
They have a pretty good, potentially anti-Steel Garden setup because you can open that door.
30 seconds left.
And you can pinch.
Out of charges.
But they're just taking long enough.
Nightfall going to be sent down. Scuba not quite going to get caught by that Sociable. Ends up getting taken out backside as Kiko finds a very solid headshot. Top now the closest one, and he's able to find two. Just trying to play for time, goes sliding in. That's a bit of an overheat. Time to plant now. No, not going to be afforded to them. And Zeus swings in from downtown, and he wins them the round. 11-11, FUT, they tie it up.
Absolutely beautiful. Stop the hero again for FUT. This double kill, absolutely disgusting, and it looked like the pause was going to work out for NRG. They caught FUT off guard. They weren't quite ready. Yeah, the time just not there. Beautiful reaction from FUT on the fly in the chaos.
See the panic on the coaching staff's face. I think they were saying, "Stop! No, don't push. Slow down."
But he's feeling it. I mean, if he doesn't get caught up on the wall with that slide, I think maybe he gets a third there, but...
Could have done. For now, final timeout call for NRG for reals this time. They are neck and neck alongside FUT. The money, the economy, it has been whittled away at. You just invested that Steel Guard and your showstopper used just a couple rounds ago as well. So it's a pit and a from the shadows to try to get yourself up to map point to stop that from falling into FUT's hands.
Yeah, there's tools here available. We've already seen that Kiko willing to be aggressive with that from the shadows to maybe create some extra angles and things like that. So is there going to be like a set play in this round? It's kind of my curiosity. A lot of times you'll have players that'll go like in that space between B and C in the back, or even into the back of site or into stairs sometimes. There's a cute little TP you can maneuver where you find that stairs angle open on a timing and catch teams off guard. So, or they might just feel like, you know what? We've got Amada, he's got a Judge. We might just be able to brute force our way through, but changing up some of that Vice util, moving it over towards B this round. Wanting to try to see if they can catch NRG with a different idea, but so far it's C all the way.
A pivotal exact. Let's go ahead and listen into NRG.
Look. No, I didn't hear more.
Walk away. We're going to go back front B and pop B.
Okay.
Brock, I think you stay C.
All right, I hear you.
They have A-line, yeah?
They could have it.
Yeah,
They could
no
have
problem. No problem. I think it's fun. No, they don't. There's a guy fucking stairs.
Retrieving flash.
We're going to start from here. I'm prowling and we're going.
Okay,
Was there a wall on C? Was there a wall on C?
No, there's probably a wall.
Listen to me, listen to me. Oh, Gio, TP across as soon as we prowler and Omen flash vent. I'm going vent.
There's two still C, guys. Two C.
Go now. Behind the box.
Here comes the exact entry from Mana. Getting right on top of Cristal. He's able to fight him with that Judge, but the wall pop delays him even further. Meanwhile, TP from Kiko. He's arrived over towards the spawn.
Running low.
Gonna be looking for a backstab attempt here. And it could
30
be
seconds
absolutely
left.
monstrous. The meanwhile, the spike is brought around, the plant to come through, the pit as well invested into this. It's a pivotal one, and there it is. Kiko able to find Sop and transit, and he cleans up yet a Jada boot. The 2v3, Zeus's presence noted, and Sociable will fall. And this is a gargantuan, nigh impossible task, and Zeus will have to just back away. NRG taking their time, assessing the situation. They make a quick pivot, and that will earn them map point.
Love the idea here. And they kind of suss it together right as they're thinking about making the execute that, wait a minute, we didn't pop the Vice wall yet. Okay, let's still see if we can at least get Mata 1, see if we can clear some space. You heard them talking about, hey, let's send the Paranoia in towards vents. It hits, it gets Mata the kill, it gets the Odin out of the equation. Even though he's traded quickly, that's thrown FUT off guard. They're trying to rotate, and it's a quick decision to pivot by Ethan to go over to the C site. Instead, use that TP that I was talking about in that space between the back of C and B, where FUT just completely disregards it. Nobody's looking for it.
And it's a great individual call from Mana, just asking for exactly what he needs to get that entry through. Yes, he ends up getting traded, but that's that tipping point. That's what just sets the rest of the round off kilter and allows for NRG to capitalize. So FUT now needing to push this into overtime. Otherwise, they're going to be that 0-1 deficit, and look at the very fast scale up. It's not a Judge. It's a Bulldog around the corner with Zeus holding onto a Vandal as well. Hearing that TP on the reposition, NRG will just slowly work their way out, but Scuba still looking to hold his own, finds himself his second kill, and Zeus is tagged to 10.
Oh, they got baited into that. What a read there from NRG.
He needs to go absolutely crazy, and he can find nothing. Just a lick of damage suffered by Scuba. Everybody else pristine. Nightfall now going to be sent out. Sociable to get caught by that. Has the Paranoia through, but now Paint Shell at his back. He is dead. Scuba finds a kill, and yet a J cannot find anything. A flawless finish to a very close mount. NRG, they take the opener 13-10.